Hello, everyone. My name is Charles Moser. I am the founder and managing partner for the Dental Science Alliance, and I am so lucky today to have with me Teresa Williams. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Teresa. She is a COO, CFO for a fairly large emerging group in San Diego, California, and her background includes working at a top-tier accounting firm. She's renowned on speaking on the subject of revenue cycle management. I've had the pleasure of sitting with her on several panels, and today I have Teresa here to answer for you a really important question that we see all the time on social media. And so the question on social media would be, I want to
Mhm.
offer a bonus system to my people, but what's the best bonus to use?
So I would say the best bonus system is something that's simple and doesn't require a ton of work to understand or to calculate. The third component, it's got to be worked into your budget. So, that as your practice grows, you should incrementally have more that you can share with your team. If you fix that to work in that respect, you're always going to be happy. Your budget's met, you're meeting your marks, your employees are going to be excited, but they have to understand how that works. And so you kind of have to have it front and center in the huddle. This is where we're chasing this month. This is what we're looking to do. Whether it's new patient driven, I've seen that one work really well. Honestly, if we find that a great and share of our production comes from new patients, if you are in like an all-on-fours practice, if you're in a cosmetic practice, new patient driven bonus systems work really well. In a growth practice, maybe your practice has been there for a long time and we're wanting to reinvigorate same store growth. How about we go focus on production per visit, or what I like to call care per visit. I really don't love calling it production per visit. It makes it sound like we're in a factory. I've seen clinical team members really wrap their arms around care per visit because that means we made good use of that patient's time. We were doing the care that they needed and we did more of it in a visit.
How do you feel about changing the bonus system on maybe a quarterly basis or so? I've found that sometimes the employees learn how to game the system a little bit, so you got to change the game every once in a while.
Yeah, it is good to change it up. I would always couch any incentive that you're doing as this is our incentive for the month, this is our incentive for the quarter. Anytime you make any broad you things you're trying, you need to couch them that way. That
Yeah.
this is something we're going to do for a little bit, for a limited time. You are always welcome to keep it going, but don't promise it from day one because
Yeah.
it may backfire. You may see that it was too much work. Maybe you made it super convoluted and you're up all night trying to calculate it and you're like, that's not worth it. I'd rather just write the check. So anything you do needs to have a little bit of a time limit on it and you needs to be reassessed. Work closely with your financial advisor, whoever's advising you, whether you're using a fractional CFO or you've got a great accountant you're working with, on how is this fitting into our budget for the year, because you have to budget for those bonuses as well, because it's all part of your labor cost.
Do you ever put any sort of behavioral qualifiers in there for a person to even be available to get the bonus? In other words, I like to tie it to people being on time in the office and say, look, you don't even qualify for sharing in this bonus if you're not on time at the office 90% of the time for the month or for the quarter, something like that.
We do qualify it, and you're more generous than I am because I would say I would want you to be there 100% of the time, that you're showing up to earn it, and that you have worked for our company for at least 60 days. Because remember, we said we're 12 weeks out before you're really even valuable to us. So
Right.
60 days is only 8 weeks. But to be earning a bonus on something that you really didn't contribute to, it puts a bad taste in everyone else's mouth. And if they understand, yes, we're training this person, but they're not tapping into things yet, and they should be more valuable to our team after we get them up to speed, and we're all going to make more later. But my qualifiers are very similar. You have to be there. Call outs, no being late. And I'm a big fan of making it proportional to how much you work. Someone
Hmm.
that works in the practice 2 days a week probably doesn't need to bonus the same as someone working there 5 days a week. But I'm a pretty big fan of making it proportional to the contribution that the person makes.
Love it.